What's up, gang? It's your boy Chris. I hope you guys had a happy new year. I hope everybody made it home safe. I hope if you had a little too much to drink, you are recovering this morning and getting well rested because tomorrow is Monday and it will be the second, and these gyms are probably going to be packed. But anyway, that's besides the point. So if you done got on your New Year's New Me resolution and you done got your gym membership, you got half the battle already licked pretty much. The other half of it is going to be your nutrition side. Now, I want to talk to you guys today about a new diet that's pretty much it's a popular wave right now. A lot of people are supporting it. A lot of people are advocating it, and apparently, it's getting a lot of good results. It's called the Keto Diet, and I don't know a whole hell of a lot about it. I know a couple of people have been talking about it. I'm in a couple of fitness groups on Facebook where it was brought up a couple of times, I believe, and some people say that it works, but nobody explained what it was or exactly how it works. So me being me, I took to YouTube as I normally do. I checked out my boy Mark Lowliner from Tiger Fitness. I saw what he had to say about it. I went and listened to my man Jerry Ward over from BioS3 Training on YouTube. I saw what he had to say about it, and for the most part, it sounds good in theory, and a lot of people are getting good results about it, but getting results from it, and but I don't know. I don't like new fads. I think old school is the best way to me. Caloric deficits, low carbs, and lean meats and proteins, and plenty of workouts. So whatever your caloric intake is, your daily caloric intake is, make sure you burning half of that, if not more, to send your body into a caloric deficit to burn fat, pretty much. Because we all know that it takes 3,500 calories to burn 1 pound of fat. So, without being too boring, let's get into what a ketogenic diet is. So, pretty much, normal diets are based around carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. That's your macronutrients. Those are three areas of your macros: carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So when you do any kind of daily activity, like your body needs calories in order to function. So it's like the calories are a fuel source. Like let's look at your body as a car. Your body is a car that requires 93 premium in order to operate. Let's say your 93 premium is your carbohydrates, right? We know that 93 premium is the most expensive gas on the market. So everybody ain't putting 93 premium in their car, right? But everybody's loading up with carbs. Let's say everybody's putting 93 premium in their car. The downside of putting 93 premium in your car is it's tapping your pockets. It's hurting your pockets. The downside of eating a lot of carbs is it turns into glycogen in your body, which turns into fat easier, which gets stored in the body more easier. So if you're not doing any activity, you're not doing any cardio to burn those calories off, or you're not doing no high intensity training, resistance training to burn those calories off, then pretty much all of that carbohydrate turns into glucose or glycogen. I can't remember. Don't beat me up on this. I'm not a scientist or an expert, but I have a general understanding of it. And then that is turned into the fat that's stored inside of your body. Now, what ketogenesis says is they're going to reduce the amount of carbs that you take in. That way, you're not turning that into stored body fat. Instead, the fuel source that your body is going to be burning from. Well, let me backtrack. So you got three sources where calories can be burned from. That's your carbs, proteins, and fats. So um, your your calories are stored through protein in your muscles. Fat is stored in between your muscles and under the skin in different areas of your body. And there's calories that's sitting there waiting to be burned. And then you have the carbohydrate calories. Now, the good thing about carbohydrates are they burn easier and faster if you have an active lifestyle. So if you have a job that requires you to be on the run a lot, then you can eat moderate carbohydrates because you're going to burn that off anyway. You know what I'm saying? Without burning fat or without burning the protein calories. Now, where a lot of people have issue is you have a lot of stored fat inside of your body. So it's cool to burn carbohydrates, but what you really want to do is burn those calories from your fat sources, not your carbohydrate intake sources. So what keto is saying is we're going to limit, we're going to cut your carb source all the way low to the point to where you're not burning that many carb calories. Instead, you're jumping straight to your fat calories, the stored fat in your body, if that makes any sense. So in theory, it works because fat is the next easiest place to get, because that's what you want to do anyway. You want to burn the fat. So it makes a lot of sense. However, I am not a fan of cutting carbs. I tried to cut carbs when I first started my fitness journey last year, and I cut them completely out. Like I didn't cut carbs completely out. I still kept a lot of your complex carbs from fruits and vegetables and things of that nature. I was eating like raw broccoli every day. Every day, raw broccoli. I was eating some form of steamed veggies with my meat source. I did that for a week straight. I had no bread, I had no pasta, I had no grains, no oats, none of those sources of carbs. I had no carbs in none of those sources. And you need some of that, you know what I'm saying? You need it just for brain functionality. You know what I'm saying? You need carbohydrates to feed your brain. But anyway, I cut that out, and let me tell you, that whole week I felt like crap. Like my head was hurting, I had headaches every day. I came home tired, lethargic, didn't want to move. I would go to work, I would be tired at work, and I was still training, right? I was still doing cardio in the morning, I was still doing weightlifting in the afternoon and the evening. It sucked. It sucked. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. So that's when I realized I can't completely cut carbs out. I brought carbs back in. I just reduced the amount that I was taking in per day, and I cut myself off around about lunch, and then everything else was just protein and fruits and vegetables and things of that nature. So that's what I recommend. To me, that's old school. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing the numbers with your macronutrients, I mean that's the easiest method to follow. Now, the other side of the ketogenic diet is it's not so much that they recommend cutting out carbs or reducing your carbs really low in order to burn uh, calories from your fat sources. They are also recommending that you take in more fat. Now, that sounds retarded, right? It's not retarded if you think about what they're talking about when they say taking in fat. You have different types of fat: saturated, trans saturated, monosaturated, all these different types of fat, right? Um, if you think about the sources of food that you eat, you have a certain percentage, not percentage, you have a certain number of grams of fat, protein, and carbohydrates in almost every food that you eat. Um, so it depends on what food item or what food choices you're eating. Like avocados are really high in fat. It's a good food source. That's a good fat to put in your body. Your body requires fat. You should be sitting anywhere between, I would say, 15 to 10% body fat is healthy on the lowest level. That's the average healthy number of level percentage of body fat on an average level. Anything lower than that is like bodybuilding show competition ready. But you normally see your athletes, like your football players, sitting around about 15 to 10% body fat. And that's to protect the organs in your body. That's to ensure that you have a fuel source, if need be, to burn calories, to keep you alive and to sustain you. But they're recommending that you have a fuel source. So let's say you done cut all of your carbs out, right? And you start burning all this fat, you know what I'm saying? Like the calories, you have no calories to burn from carbs because you don't have no carbs in your body, right? So you're burning all of these calories from your fat sources. You burn your fat sources down to a really low level, and you dropping the weight, you dropping the weight, you dropping the weight. Now you got to maintain that, right? How do you maintain that if you have no fat to support the calories necessary to burn, and you have no carbohydrate source inside of your body? So what keto is saying is, well, instead of putting more carbs in your body to fuel you for operation, we want you to put more fat in your body, if that makes sense. But the sources of fat are coming from healthy sources like healthy high fruits and vegetables high in fat, lean protein that's high in fat. Well, I guess you would consider high lean protein high in fat, right? That would defeat the purpose. But just high fat sources that are good for you, good items and good choices. And you can go online and Google it and find out what's healthy that's high in fat to sustain that. But anyway, I hope that wasn't too confusing. I hope it wasn't boring. I'm gonna put a link in the description where you can check out other YouTube videos. And I was reading an article on men's fitness. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check that out and read for yourself, because this is all about education, right? So don't get caught up in a new wave and what's new, what's hot, and not understand what it is that you're doing or how it's working for you or how to make it, how to continue to sustain it. So this has been an Iron Education from Iron Gang. I am the Iron Wolf. I'm trying out a new title. What y'all think? Iron Wolf. Does Iron Wolf sound good? I like Iron Wolf. My logo for Iron Gang is a wolf. I like wolf. I like Wolfpack Fitness in Mississippi. The Wolfpack Gym in Mississippi. I want to be the Iron Wolf. Anyway, Iron Gang for life. Iron Gang out.